I got a newsreel for you that's piping fresh and right out of the oven. My goal with this video is to try to spoon feed you as deep as I can get it, because my buddy cannot stress this enough. If you are to go to your local library and you are to find a DVD with this cover, with this title, with these anime girls on it, playing these instruments, do not watch the movie yet. There is apparently a show that it is based off of that ties into what the movie is. I did not know this. I went to my town library where manga and anime is as scarce as it gets. And I saw this movie sitting on a shelf going, you know what? What a rarity. What an antique. What a gem. I think I'll pop this in and see what kind of a movie it is. Maybe I'll get some feels out of it. I didn't think I'd have to do my due diligence when walking into the library that day. I walk in, I see a movie with cute anime girls on the cover, and I let my moe brain go burr. That's what happens. That is how it usually happens. That is how it's supposed to happen. I shouldn't have to watch out for this sort of thing. Now, granted, it's probably going to be something that happens more often now, because what with Demon Slayer being a movie that you have to absolutely watch season 1 for before watching the movie, it's something that might just become a more common occurrence than we realize. This DVD cover looks very much like an anime original movie that has nothing to do with any previous established anime. To give you some more context about the situation, hop into my time machine and I'll send you back in time about a month and a half ago. My friend has been watching an anime called Sound Euphonium, or Hibiki, as is the subtitle, and he has been loving it. It's a cute girls do cute things shows where this time the cute girls are in band class. I don't really know much else about it other than it's a passion project that Kyoto has been working on since 2015. Apparently it's a story that they just scooped up. It's not something that's popular in the general medium. It's something that they looked at and said, we want to make an anime adaptation of this. Of the Sound Euphonium collection, there are 2 seasons, 2 movies, and a 3rd season that they are currently working on that is set to release sometime in the near future. He is super excited about it, and he wants me to watch the show myself so that way I can be there in time for the 3rd season. I have always been putting it off because I have had other things to watch. I had time to watch episode 1, though, when he showed it to me, and it was sweet, something that I definitely want to continue. But that brings me to the topic of today's video. If you go to your local library to find anime movies, and you happen to find one with this cover, with these anime girls playing these instruments, with this title, do not watch it. That is out of the watch order. In order to unlock the access to watch this movie, you need to watch the first 2 seasons, and my friend cannot stress that enough. About a month ago, this was before the Ohio convention, I wanted to go to my library to find a movie to watch, as I usually do. I have a library card, I'm able to get it for free. As I walk to the DVD section and I find that there is a new anime movie sitting in the world language section. Now, in my library, it is not impossible to find a new anime release that is sitting on our shelf, but finding an old title or one that has existed in years prior, you would have better luck finding Water in the Desert. You'd have better luck finding the One Piece than you have finding a old anime release newly placed into our library. So I was astonished. I was shocked. I was excited. I figured, you know what? This looks cute. I read the back of it. I thought that it seemed like a pretty nice story, and I decided to take it home and I watched it. After the movie, I pick up my phone to see if I have any recent messages, and I see that my buddy's texting me about Frerin, saying that it's really growing on him. I convinced him to watch it a couple weeks ago, and he says that he's been enjoying it, and I try to prep up a show and tell for myself, saying that band animes are kind of growing on me too. That's in reference to his liking of Sound Euphonium, because I figured, at this point, this was, to my knowledge, this was still an anime-only original that just so happened to have band class in it, like Sound Euphonium. So I was really excited to show him that I found something that might be up his alley. And I follow up with just asking him about Frerin first, and he says, nah, I'm on episode 6, watching dub, so I won't be caught up ever. He'll be caught up, it's just he'll be caught up about 6 weeks after the rest of us finish it, but beside the point. He then texts me, or he then proceeds to send me a message saying, glad to see you are watching Hibiki, Sound Euphonium. You have a package of drama, feels, and Yuri bait waiting for you. And then I respond by saying, oh no, it wasn't Hibiki this time. It was its precursor. Do understand, this movie must have been made by one of Kyoto's separate branches, because it doesn't look like something that they have made today. It looks like something that's dated. Something that I thought was made in 2005, maybe 2010 at the latest. So I figured that this was maybe a precursor to some of Kyoto Animation's other works. This movie looked so old that I thought it was rated BK, before K-On! And lo and behold, it came out in the year of our Lord 2018. I was very wrong. Now, I didn't know what year it was, so I typed in, no, I was watching its precursor, then I sent the image of the movie. I then proceeded to look up the date, thinking that oh, well, I don't really know when this was made. I'm gonna take a look at it and see if just check my work here. I really love this next one, or this next text he sends me. No wait, in all caps. He was trying to jump in and stop me from spoiling myself or from watching the movie, because this movie is meant to be a side story of Sound Euphonium. It has the characters in it, and apparently I spoiled something pretty big for myself just by watching what I thought was an anime-only original, which, in fairness, is not my fault when there's barely any mention of it on the back of the DVD. If this is supposed to be a spin-off or something, then maybe the main character should be shown, or maybe there's big text saying sound from the makers of Sound Euphonium. I haven't seen such deviousness since Johnson & Johnson put tear-free on their shampoo bottles, even though those shampoo bottles make you cry regardless. I don't know, because Sound Euphonium is on the back. Maybe it's just because I suck at reading, or just skill issue, whatever. But I couldn't see, I didn't initially see Sound Euphonium on the back of the disc when I got it. When I see an anime movie with cute anime girls on it, I think, oh, wow, cute movie. Maybe I'll pop it in and watch it to get some feels or something. And to its credit, the movie did give me feels. I actually shed a couple of tears because the drama in it was compelling enough. I thought that it was kind of choppy in some areas, but it was still a worthwhile watch. He then proceeds to call me. You should have heard him over the phone. I thought that I was doing good watching a show that had something that he might be interested in, and then possibly recommending it to him after the fact. The way that he was talking so hysterically, you would have thought that I made a decision that brought us on the cusp of nuclear war. I don't understand as to why yet. I need to see the first 2 seasons first. My sincerest apologies. Gomenasai. When I was walking into my library to pick a movie, I didn't think that I was going to be committing the gravest of all sins. I didn't think that when I was going in there, I was going to be breaking a commandment or anything. Although at this point, it might as well be a lost commandment. Like the lost commandment that Moses left on top of the mountain. The 11th, thou shalt do due diligence before picking up an anime movie from the library and finding out that it's a part of a larger franchise. Because I watched something out of its intentional watch order. Now, true though that may be, I haven't seen it yet, I can't speak positively on the matter, but if this movie was so important to the plot, I feel like there would be a greater emphasis on where the origin at which this movie came from. Maybe I'm still going through the first stage of grief of denial, and I still think that this was not very well packaged, and therefore it led to my berating and sentencing to the timeout corner to think about what I did. And there's still a chance that it's not as bad as I think. Maybe I didn't spoil anything bad for myself. But for the sake of my friend and for the sake of Kyoto Animation's watch order for Sound Euphonium, I must repeat, if you see this movie, don't watch it until you have seen the first 2 seasons. You'll thank me one day. If you have learned anything from this video other than the warning that I have forcefully spoon-fed you, it is do due diligence when getting a movie, I guess. Or don't, because it's more fun getting into a hysteric conversation with someone after the fact. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Sayonara, suckers.